Hey, welcome to Facts at Five. I'm Michael Clark here at the LTV studios in Wayne, Scott, New York, with my counterpart, Morgan Vaughan. Say hello, Morgan.
Hello, Morgan.
Happy Festivus.
Thank you. Happy Festivus to you, too.
Well, thank you very much. Do you have the Festivus poll up in your office there?
I do, and I am looking forward to later, the feats of strength, and clearly we have to pin you down. I don't know if everybody knows what Festivus is.
Okay, Festivus is for the rest of us. This is what
You're a huge Seinfeld fan. Like Michael and I are huge, ridiculous Seinfeld fans, so we know all about Festivus.
So you have to display an unadorned aluminum pole and marvel at its strength to weight ratio. Declare that tinsel is distracting, which it is.
Oh,
it's annoying.
Clearly.
You invite your friends for dinner, you serve meatloaf or anything that is totally Seinfeldian.
I don't know if that's a real one. This is a meme, but that's a real, but whatever. But the biggest thing is the airing of the grievances, I think, in the feats of strength, which we'll do later on today.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we'll do that. Yeah, because I got a problem with some of you people. Just so you know.
Oh, definitely. I got a lot of problems.
All right. So Festivus is here. We'll enjoy that today. And there's a whole lot going on. Apparently, we weren't quite as factual as we thought on the last time we spoke about the new stimulus bill, or are we? I don't know whether or not we were giving correct information.
We were giving information that was correct for the moment.
It was correct at that time. Now, who knows? We don't know.
It all just moves. Yeah.
Where do we stand as far as you know? I know you were reading the Washington Post and they had a little bit stuff that was going on, but where does it stand right now, do you think?
Well, what I shared with you that we read from the Washington Post from an hour ago, and this is what I stayed up late last night doing other stuff, and I was looking at, and President Trump made a video. He derided the recently passed coronavirus relief bill as a disgrace, and he wants Congress to increase stimulus payments from $600 to $2,000 and to get rid of wasteful and unnecessary items. And this apparently completely stunned Congress.
Right.
And which had been deadlocked for months over this. So, of course, the House Democrats came back and said, great, let's do the $2,000 and put it through. What's getting confusing, what I don't totally understand, maybe we can work this out together, is that this is not just a coronavirus relief bill. It's also mixed in with the regular spending bill. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that's typical of what they, nearly every year. They always plug something in on tail end to try to get it in there, saving the sugar plum fairies or, money for this and money for that. And it's almost tradition. That's kind of what they do. And that's what they did with this. And some of it was good and some of it was, I think we talked about they were originally on the bill, there were some things like for museums and other things that are in there. But
I think those things I think anything for me, Congress passed legislation with $900 billion in coronavirus relief and the $1.4 trillion to fund the government through September 30th, 2021.
Yeah.
So it's all lumped together. So we're talking about almost two different things, but they lumped it together. So it seems like one thing.
Right.
In terms of the arts organizations and the airlines, all of that to me is also about people's jobs and people, You know what I mean? So that seems to me to make more sense. And I'm going to say it. I agree with Trump. There needs to be more money that goes to American people. Regardless of what his motivations are,
right.
$600 is to me, it's ludicrous.
Right. No,
$5 then. I don't know. I mean,
it's a matter of opinion, I guess. I guess there was a reason for that, but I hear what you're saying, and I think a lot of the American people are voicing their opinions that way, whether they were, Trump lovers or not.
Right.
They or Democrats or Republicans, they felt that, what does that do after all the time we've been waiting anyway?
After 10 months and people have lost their jobs, there's people have lost, and of course now when you lose your job, you lose your health insurance.
Right.
And, you know, if you want to COBRA back in, which everybody says is really easy, actually is extremely expensive. And it's a messed up system. So just be like, okay, here's, you know, your $600. What?
Yeah. So I guess we just got to wait to see if he actually does veto this.
Yeah.
Right. And then Congress has the opportunity, I think, to then veto the veto.
Right.
Which I guess would kind of keep them in session, which is maybe his goal. I don't know. But yeah, and I don't know. There's a whole lot of rigmarole behind how you veto that. You know, you
Right.
got X amount of people, and so I think we're just kind of in a wait and see mode right now, right? And
but what we thought the other day, and one of the reasons we wanted to do, we weren't even planning to do a show today, was because we wanted to say everything pretty much that we said on Monday that we thought was all going through, you know, because I assumed, and this was probably wrong, that, you know, Trump was working with the Republicans in Congress, and this was sort of known that this was going to go through and he was going to sign it. So,
yeah, I think it's just a bizarre situation from everybody's point of view that I think, you know, Donald Trump is now, you know, working for Donald Trump. I don't think he's associating himself with any party by doing what he's doing. Nor do I think he even cares, but that's not a fact. That's an opinion. That's just me. But you know, I'm just getting, you know, context clues. That isn't a Democratic or a Republican stance, or, you know, determined by who I voted for. It's odd. It's the whole thing is odd, you know, and
it's unsettling. It's really unsettling for everybody in the country who is dealing with this. And this is, we're not even talking right now. And Cuomo right now is talking about the variant that they've discovered in the UK, which is a huge deal over there. And they are saying, you know, it's not in the United States. I guess it's 70% more contagious than the current coronavirus that we're dealing with.
Right.
And Cuomo is very much all about keeping it out of New York State. But quite frankly, it's here.
Fauci said yesterday that it's probably in the United States already.
Right.
And they also said that the media, which is known for this, they're making a pretty big deal out of this.
Right.
When it, you know, a virus going through these different stages is a normal part of what happens with a virus.
Right.
And the fact that it's more contagious doesn't make it any more harmful, they're finding. There's no evidence to that effect. And nor do they think that it's impacting with the vaccine, which is the most important thing.
Right.
That's out there. And even if it did impact the vaccine, the vaccine is made, because of the way this particular vaccine is made, that they could tweak it to you know, meet the requirements of whatever new virus would bring. Yeah. So now I know they opened up borders. You know, the French, you know, had shut out the British, and but now that's opened back up. But everybody coming in's got to get tests. So you know, I mean, just like it's you know, we're, like we said the other day, we're really kind of back to the beginning. And I thought it was really interesting that Joe Biden was talking about. You know, he came out and said, look, this is, you know, our dark days are still ahead of us.
No.
Don't think they're behind us. And I you know, it was scary, and it was refreshing at the same time that someone's calling it what it is and saying, look, we got a lot of work to do. Don't think for a second that, you know, we're in the clear here because we're starting to stick needles in people's arms. And, you know, It's a starting point. It's a good thing, light at the end of the tunnel, but we're still in the tunnel, as they said.
Well, it was also part of, remember we talked about what the epidemiologists call the Swiss cheese model?
Yes.
About when you're making a sandwich and the Swiss cheese has the holes in it and the virus can still get through even if you have 3 or 4 layers, but it's harder if you have 3 or 4 layers. And the virus is one of those layers of Swiss cheese, as if, you know, in addition to the mask and whatever. I mean, it's all about how much you don't want to end up in the hospital. If that happens to be one of your big fears, like it is mine, you're going to wear the mask and you're going to get the vaccine.
Right now it is, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I want to do that. And so, I mean, but this changes what we're going to do for Christmas, maybe. And, you know, that's can be disappointing, but there will hopefully be, if we do all this, there will be other Christmases and there will be other celebrations that we can have,
That is true. Absolutely.
like our feats of strength.
For Festivus. What else you got? Anything? We couldn't see the planets. They
Oh,
were
no, we couldn't see the planets, but I do have an amazing picture.
okay.
Okay, so this is from this is unbelievable. This is from a telescope in Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
Isn't this an unbelievable picture? So this is Jupiter and Saturn. These are the moons of Jupiter. And this is what it looked like on December 21st.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And it's amazing. And I mean, it's sort of funny because this looks like, oh, it's so close. It's like 80 miles. It's like 500 billion miles or whatever. I mean, I don't really know what it is, but it's a lot. But it's so beautiful. And this shot is unbelievable. And I was thinking about this. Imagine even 200 years ago, people would have been, their minds probably would have cracked from seeing a picture like this.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that we're seeing it is unbelievable to me. I love it.
It's unbelievable whether the moons are lined up like that as well.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's something.
Conjunction.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is.
Well, we missed it. We were clouded over here, and
we wouldn't have been able to see it anyway.
Yeah.
That's an amazing, I mean, that's a gazillion-dollar telescope. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, weather-wise, I just saw we're gonna have a lovely pouring down rain Christmas Day. So.
Oh, a wet Christmas. This is good.
Oh, not a white Christmas, a wet Christmas.
Isn't it? But isn't it fitting though?
It
for
needs 2020? To be that, right?
This is good.
It would be a beautiful little snow. No.
Yeah, one thing you can say about this year is it's consistent.
It's consistent.
It's been a consistent year, 2020. It's nearly over, however. So
go 1 more week.
We keep the faith and head in a positive direction. Do you have anything else for the fine folks at home there, Morgan?
Nope, except for, you know, Merry Christmas and Happy 2020.
Yes, and from all of us at LTV, we do appreciate you know, all of you tuning in, listening to our banter, and the donations flowing in, and we appreciate you, and we hope that we're doing for the community what you need us to do, and if we're not, let us know. We'd be glad to listen to you and take feedback. So Morgan, you're waving goodbye.
No, I'm trying to turn the light back on.
Motion to take the light.
Yeah, the light goes off and I look like I'm in Game of Thrones or something. So.
I thought you were being very, very okay. All right then. All right. Well, I'll see you, Morgan. We'll be airing our grievances together very soon, and you know, you have a good holiday as well.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye, everybody.